Hey everyone, and welcome back to Gearblocks. I almost said Gearblocks on Scrap Mechanic. I have played way too much Scrap Mechanic. I guess this would be the transport truck on Gearblocks, if I want to do like a two-part intro like that. Either way, continuing work on the transport truck on Gearblocks. Last episode, I fixed an issue with the motors. I had to reverse two of them, because, they're pointing together with a piece in the middle joining them. And then I lifted the suspension by one block and figured all that out. I don't need that in there. I also switched out the gearboxes for the slightly modified one with the smaller shifting piston. I would still like to do a more proper setup, which would be like a twin or a triple stick for the gearbox, range, and splitter, instead of just this weirdly set up like Mach 6 speed, because it's those that have been following, the gearbox is this first, second, third, and there's just two of these in a row, so it's kind of meh. Either way, I am going to get started on the bodywork finally, which I'm going to build out of aluminum, just so it's, quote unquote strong, and I don't know, just accurate to what they would have used, I guess. I don't know what they would have actually used on transport trucks. I'm sure some are plastic, some are probably like aluminum stuff, depends on when it was built, right? I would also like to change the steering and a couple things so that I can have suspension on the cab and a better steering linkage setup, but this is fine for now because it works, and that's all I need to do for now is work. That should be far enough in front of wheels that I can pretty much just bring a plate across, or the front of the hood, and then I guess I should check this really quick, make sure that it is going to clear, and it will, with lots of space. Awesome. Okay, so I want a grill style thing in front of wheels. I guess I should turn that so it actually fits, or in front of the motors I should say, so that they can have the adequate cooling and stuff, even though that's not really a thing in this. I want to make it accurate, I guess you could say, but I'm not sure if I want to do a sloped hood or a completely flat hood, so we'll see how this turns out. There we go. This is like that. Ooh, that needs to go up one more block. Yep. Okay. That one goes there. I can lock all of this into place for now, and then set this back to rotate. I'll probably use pistons or something to open the hood, just up here, out of the way. That is still one block lower. So, if I see, if I use a full block here, I could, let's just kinda do this really quick to show what I'm talking about. If I do that, I can possibly use a sloped plate, which is a bit of a pain in the butt to use, but especially when my hand touches the trackpad. That is the right height, it looks like. So if I bring this back to, let's go to there, and then make it wider. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Just help with aerodynamics a tiny, tiny bit. So, that means I need to now swap out this piece for these. And there goes the typical everyday call. Trying to cancel that. I'm so tired of being called all the flipping time. Okay, there we go. Lock all of this into place. Alright, so now I've got kind of the basic shape. I'm going to bring the hood flat along the motors. But first I need to put in a fender kind of thing so I can measure things and so on. So I'm going to grab this fender, make sure it is aluminum, and then get rid of the color for now, which I always mess up the button for. Go. And then that can go on there, and it needs to be much shorter. Yeah, okay. Just unlock everything. Bring this back to there, it looks like. Okay, this is gonna be a bit of a pain in the butt, isn't it? Oh, nope, just the one part. It looked like, because the trophy trucks behind it outlined, it looked like the hood wasn't attached for a second. Okay. Excuse me. I think this will work just fine. I would like to lower it down some more. So let's go like this. Because it only has one block of suspension travel up and down. So it doesn't need to be like super tall or anything, and then if it is really tall, it'll look weird. Ooh, there we go. Perfect. Actually, I'm gonna lock that in place until I'm ready to make it move. The spring's completely compressed. It doesn't look like it. I still need to put sway bars on this. I will do that at a later date. While I'm doing body work, I'm going to drop these down all the way so that I can see the spacing, and I think that'll be fine, especially once I put some plates on the outside. I'll probably just use plastic on the very outside and then use aluminum for the main, shape of it. So let's go like that. And then the fender should blend into the side skirt fairly well. I now need to bring this over and up. So, for the hood, I need to take a wedge plate, and stick it on here. And then I need to take a normal plate and put it there, which can go all the way to the back. That looks kind of meh, but whatever. It'd look better if this was open, not so tall, but I can do something about that at some point, if need be. Next, I think I'm going to actually switch these pieces out for sloped plates, because then I can make them wider. So I bring that down to match that. Okay, get rid of that. And like so. I am going to have to go like that, and then I'll have to add some plates in there, but it should be fine. And then that one there to match that one. And then the same on back. Like so. And one more. Oops. Really? Really? These sloped plates are so annoying to deal with. There we go. Really? There we go. Put that on. Okay. There is one fender. And then I'm going to use... Let's see, I don't necessarily need that plate there, because I want to make it a bit more wedge-shaped, like it would be. Is that as long as it goes? I think that's as long as it goes. Nope. Here we go. And then... out by one. Alright, that should work. So now I can bring this back to there. And then I just have to fill in this hole a little bit somehow. And... why don't I do this instead? So. And then I can bring it out from where it goes flat. Got a plate. So, oh, I can weld the fender on now, or lock the fender. I'm so used to scrap mechanic, I still talk about like welding things on and so on. This needs to go up to there. Actually, if I go like this, yeah, that'll look much better if I do that. So I now need a way to attach it, which won't be too hard. Just a couple plates, like so. And it's attached again. I'm going to move this up there. Oops. And it is now attached. Okay. It could look better, a lot better, but whatever. I now need an L plate. And that'll fill that hole there. Filling this gap here might be a bit of a pain in the butt. With this gap, I guess I could bring... Ooh, see, I still have to put the sway bars on. But if I do it right, I won't need too much space. But I want to keep everything... I don't want to make it more than it needs to be, if that makes sense. So, if I were to... I'm thinking of just bringing that down, and then if I grab two wedge plates, I can stick them in here, like so. Back. And then I just need a normal plate up there, on top of the fender. I'm so excited that this is finally at the point where I can do bodywork on it. I mean, soon it will be done and driving and looking awesome. So there's basically one side. It doesn't look the greatest, but it's got the look I'm kind of going for. I would have liked to have the wedge shape kind of thing start up further, but I think this looks okay for now. I can always change it after, or do like different variants of it, so on. I will copy the other side at some other point. What to do for here? I could go like this, but I feel like, no, that's okay. And then I can probably put a plate in there of some kind to mostly fill that. And then see, I'm also not sure how I want to do the fenders, really. Because if I go like this, it could look a bit better, but it's not really going to, I don't know, keep. If I go like that, that'll work. So let's do that. I'll change these to plastic some other time. And then I just need a little bit to fill in that spot. So to do that, see, doing that is going to take up space I was going to use for there. So I could cut or make it so that it's flat here and make this part just kind of there, maybe part of the side skirt, and then the hood goes around it. But I don't really want to do that. So I'm going to try and grab, oops, so I'll just duplicate that whole thing at this point. Alright, maybe, oh, I didn't need that. If I go like this, I can fill in this gap here, but that makes it harder to fill in this gap here. If I were to use a block, though, or a beam, shorten that down to 2, stick it there. I can likely use an L plate now. And fill that in. So there's going to be a little ridge there, but that's okay. It can be like, I don't know, a cool invent or something. And there we go. There's one side of the hood done. I will duplicate it off camera, just because it's literally doing that and then putting it on the other side, and that's boring. I want to fit as much into this episode as I can. I am going to change it to plastic real quick. Just these very outside panels. Some of them at least. Weight reduction, and they aren't structural pieces, they are on top of the structure, so. Alright, I can now start with the side skirts. So I'm going to grab one of these, bring it down from the frame to there, grab a plate, and do this. There we go. Ooh, if I'm doing cab suspension, that's going to get in the way. So I will have to lower that a little bit, just for now. I'm gonna do the doors really quick. So that means I need to grab this car because of all the vehicles I've built. The doors on this are like the only ones that actually work. For some reason, on all my vehicles, the doors just don't like to open. Like the trophy truck, this SUV. There's no reason they don't open. I did them the exact same as on this car, but it just doesn't like to work for some reason. So, I need to unlock that really quick. That door off. Do this. I should do a video on this car. It's an awesome little sports car, but either way, it's the doors that I need. Specifically, these hinges. I will change the material of them at a different point. For now, I need to shorten this beam. And I'm thinking of just putting that there. Or I can put this up here more, and it'll be more out of the way, which is what I'm going to do instead. Do lock this beam back into place, copy it, and stick it down here. Like so. And now it can support the rest of it. I do need to pull this off really quick and extend this up. There we go. I like that better. It seems like it's more supported, even though it doesn't really matter. Now, I want aluminum for the doors, as, you know, safety, even though it doesn't actually matter in this. And they go like that. There we go. Then I can bring this plate down and over like that. And bring in a couple other plates to cover all of this. Actually, I'm going to that one smaller, and then go like that. There we go. And that's attached to there, so it's not going to open. Oops. Oops. And yeah, that's what I mean. They just never want to work right. Why is that not? There we go. Really? See? It's probably catching on here. So if I move this back by a block, we'll see. Oh my goodness, stop doing that. Yeah, it's opening now, so I can just put another plate in behind here, and it'll be fine. Let's grab this plate. Actually, I can do it a little bit easier than what I was just thinking. That'll work just fine. No, it won't. Really? Okay. Then let's do this. Not what I wanted to do either. Okay. To change this to aluminum. Have an L plate. If everything would cooperate. And then if I go like that, it should be out of the way enough for it to open now. There we go. Okay. So there's one side. I do wish I could lean the windshield back a little bit, but whatever. So I will, like I said, copy this side over to the other side at some other point. Windows. I could, to add a bit of shape, go like this. And that would add a little bit of shape to like the doors and stuff, but we'll see. I also want to likely change the dash to how I usually do it, which is with a beam. Another thing I would like to do with this is change the steering wheel placement a little bit so it can move like in a normal vehicle. I will show what I mean in a moment. Go. That's what I typically do with my dashboard, which means I need to move this plate back one. But either way, in this SUV, the steering wheel is out straight, as you can tell. I go like that. It is now up on an angle. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's up on an angle. And that was really easy to do. I just put a servo down here with a couple things to hold it, and then CV joint, and it allows you to put it on an angle like it normally would be. But I think I will have to do that in the next episode. See, that's also getting in the way of putting the window in, so I need to shorten this. I think that'll still be in the way. And I need to move this back for doing the steering wheel that way anyways. So I will move that to there for now. Nudge the dashboard back a little bit. Bring this side in. I might as well just put this on the other side as well, like right now. Go. Get rid of this. Okay. Windows. I'm just gonna duplicate this for now. I'm thinking of, yeah, see, that's not going to let me put it there. But I'm thinking of putting like a frame around the window as well, which is something I tend to not do. Oh, I didn't finish the doors on this thing, on that car. It's supposed to have like plates on the inside and stuff. I guess I could have just grabbed a plastic plate from the front. Like that. Bring it down all the way. And there's the interior panel. So there's one door. Make sure it still opens. It probably doesn't. Oh, it does. Wow. That's a surprise. Alright, so then I'll just have to duplicate that on the other side. And I'll probably just put a solid piece here that doesn't move. And then trying to think of how I can put a frame around the window. To do that, I could do something like this. But I have a feeling that is going to mess with the door opening and closing, so we'll have to see. Oops. Go.